At 39, Sonny Liston finally revealed 5 boxers. He was scared to fight. January 5, 1971. Las Vegas police found Sonny Liston dead in his home. Face down, alone, a needle in his arm. Heroin overdose, they said. But Sonny Liston didn't use needles. Everyone who knew him said the same thing. Sonny was terrified of needles. Wouldn't touch them. Wouldn't go near them. Someone killed him, his wife said. Sonny was murdered. The case was never solved. The killer never found. Sonny Liston died alone. Mysterious, forgotten. Just like he lived. But before his death, in his final months, Sonny confessed things to the few people he trusted. His wife, his trainer, the bartender at the Silver Slipper where he drank every night. "I was never the monster they thought I was," Sonny said weeks before his death. "I was scared. Every single fight. Every single day. The world saw Sonny Liston the destroyer. I saw Sonny Liston the fraud. The man with the biggest fists in boxing history, 15 inches around, was terrified of 5 boxers. 5 men who could expose what he really was. Not a monster. Just a man. A scared man pretending to be something he wasn't. Before his mysterious death at approximately 38 years old, nobody knew his real age, Sonny Liston finally told the truth. 5 boxers who terrified him. 5 names that haunted the most feared heavyweight who ever lived. This is his deathbed confession. Number 5. Cleveland Williams, Houston, 1960s. Cleveland Williams was everything Sonny Liston feared in an opponent. 6'3", 210 pounds of muscle, devastating power, 58 knockouts in 78 wins. They called him Big Cat, fast hands for a heavyweight, vicious combinations. When Cleveland's name came up, I said no, Liston confessed weeks before his death. My people asked why. I said the money wasn't right. That was a lie. The truth. Cleveland scared me. Williams had power that matched Liston's, maybe exceeded it. I watched Cleveland knock out Nino Valdez in 2 rounds. Nino was tough, durable. Cleveland put him to sleep like he was nothing. And I thought, what if he does that to me? The fear was specific. Cleveland could bang. Really bang. And my whole reputation was being the puncher, the destroyer, the man nobody could stand with. What happens if Cleveland stands with me? What happens if he knocks me out? My whole identity disappears. But the fear went deeper than power. Cleveland was black, like me. From the streets, like me. If I fought Cleveland, one of us had to lose. And the white folks would love it. 2 black men destroying each other while they bet on who dies first. I didn't want to be part of that. They never fought. Williams got shot by a police officer in 1964. Nearly died. Never the same fighter after. When Cleveland got shot, I felt relief, Liston admitted, and I felt guilty for feeling relief, because Cleveland was my brother, and I was relieved he got shot, because it meant I didn't have to face him. That's what boxing did to us, made us pray for each other's destruction. Before his death, Liston understood. Cleveland Williams represented my worst fear, that I wasn't the hardest puncher, that someone could do to me what I did to everyone else, that the monster could be killed, and everyone would celebrate. Number 4. Eddie Machen. The fight that never happened. And Sonny Liston spent his life grateful for it. Eddie Machen. 57-3 record. Slick, smart, could box, could punch, beat everyone except the absolute elite. Eddie Machen was my nightmare, Liston said in his final weeks. Not because he was better than me, because he could make me look bad. And looking bad was worse than losing. Machen was a boxer, jabber, mover, everything Liston struggled against. I could beat fighters who stood in front of me, tough guys, brawlers, Floyd Patterson, but slick boxers, guys who made me chase them, made me miss, those guys exposed me. The negotiations for Liston Machen went on for years. Never happened. My people kept avoiding Eddie, made excuses, said the money wasn't right, said the timing was bad, but I knew. They were protecting me. From a fighter who could make Sonny Liston look slow, clumsy, old. Liston was terrified of one specific thing. What if Eddie makes me miss for 12 rounds? What if I throw 1,000 punches and land nothing? The world laughs at Sonny Liston. The monster becomes a joke. That's worse than getting knocked out, being laughed at. Machen died in 1972, 2 years after Liston. Suicide. Found hanging in his apartment. Eddie and I were the same, Liston said before his death. Scared men pretending to be tough. The boxing world chewed us up, spit us out, and we both knew. We were disposable. Just black fighters making white people rich. And when we stopped making them money, they didn't care if we lived or died. Number 3, Ernie Terrell, Chicago. 6'6", tall, WBA heavyweight champion. The man Sonny Liston avoided for years. Ernie Terrell was too big, Liston confessed, 6'6", with an 82-inch reach. How do you fight a giant? How do you get inside on someone who can touch you from where you can't touch him? Terrell had the size, the reach, the jab. Everything that gave Liston problems. I was 6'1", with an 84-inch reach. Good reach for my height. But Ernie was 6'6", 5 inches taller. That's a mountain. And mountains don't move. They almost fought in 1964. Liston was champion. Terrell was the challenger. The contracts were signed. Then Cassius Clay happened. When Clay beat me, the Terrell fight disappeared. Thank God, because I didn't want it. Never wanted it. Ernie was the worst style for me, and I knew it. The fear was tactical. Ernie would jab me to death, stay outside, make me chase, and I wasn't fast enough to catch him, not smart enough to cut the ring off, not young enough to do it for 15 rounds. Ernie would have made me look like what I was, an old ex-con with big fists and no plan B. Liston watched Ali fight Terrell in 1967. Ali tortured Ernie, made him suffer, punished him for 15 rounds. When I saw what Ali did to Ernie, I thought, that could have been me. That should have been me. Ali did to Ernie what I couldn't do. And part of me was grateful, because Ali saved me from finding out I wasn't good enough. Before his death, Liston admitted the hard truth. I was scared of Ernie Terrell because he was everything I wasn't. Tall, educated, respected, the WBA champion while I was banned. Ernie had options. I had boxing. And if Ernie beat me, I had nothing. Just a ex-con with a past and no future. Number 2, Floyd Patterson, third fight. Liston destroyed Floyd Patterson twice. 1962, first-round knockout. 1963, first-round knockout again. Total domination, total destruction. So why was Sonny Liston scared of Floyd Patterson? Because Floyd deserved a third fight, Liston confessed weeks before his death. And I knew what would happen in a third fight. After destroying Patterson twice, Liston was 30-something years old. Nobody knew exactly. He was getting older, slower, more vulnerable. Floyd was younger than me, faster than me, smarter than me. The first 2 fights, I caught him early. Destroyed him with power before he could think. But a third fight? Floyd would be ready. Floyd would adjust. And I didn't know if I could catch him again. The fear was specific. What if Floyd survives the first round? What if he makes it to round 5, round 10? I'm not a 12-round fighter. I'm a destroyer. If I don't destroy you early, I don't have a plan B. and Floyd was too smart to get caught 3 times. But the fear went deeper. Floyd Patterson was a good man, respectful, humble, everything I wasn't. And I destroyed him twice, made him look weak, made him cry, made him wear disguises after fights because he was so ashamed. I did that, and I felt guilty, real guilty. Patterson called for a 3rd fight. The boxing world wanted it. Big money, big event. Liston said no. I said no because I was scared. Scared Floyd would beat me. Scared he'd get revenge. But more scared of what it meant. That I'd have to hurt Floyd again. A good man. A man who didn't deserve what I did to him. 3 times? That's not boxing. That's cruelty. And I was tired of being cruel. Before his death, Liston's voice broke. I was scared of Floyd Patterson because fighting him again meant looking in the mirror, seeing what I'd become, a monster who destroyed good men for money, and Floyd was the best man I ever fought. And I couldn't hurt him again. My conscience wouldn't let me. Number 1. Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay, Miami Beach, February 25, 1964. The night Sonny Liston's world ended. Cassius Clay, 22 years old, 19-0, fast, loud, disrespectful, everything Sonny Liston hated. When they announced the Clay fight, I wanted to kill him, Liston said before his death. Not beat him, kill him, make him stop talking, make him respect me, make him fear me like everyone else did. But something was wrong from the beginning. Clay didn't fear me. Everyone feared me. Grown men, champions, killers. Clay saw me and laughed. Laughed. Like I was a joke. Like I was nothing. That scared me more than any punch, because fear was my weapon, and Clay wasn't afraid. Training camp was a disaster. I couldn't focus. Clay was in my head, calling me ugly, calling me a gorilla, calling me old, and I believed him. I looked in the mirror and saw what Clay saw. An old, ugly ex-con. Not a champion. Just a thug with fists. Fight night, 6 rounds. Liston quit on his stool. After round 6, I told my corner I couldn't continue. My shoulder hurt. That was true. But that wasn't why I quit. I quit because I saw the future. Clay was faster, younger, better, and he was going to humiliate me. For 15 rounds. In front of the world. I couldn't take that, so I quit. The world called him a coward. The mob accused him of throwing the fight. The media destroyed him. They said I quit because the mob told me to. That wasn't true. I quit because I was scared. Scared of Clay's speed. Scared of his youth. Scared of being exposed as human. As beatable. As nothing special. Lewiston, Maine, May 25, 1965. The rematch. The Phantom Punch. Clay, now Muhammad Ali, knocked Liston out in the 1st round. With a punch nobody saw. The most controversial knockout in boxing history. People ask me about the Phantom Punch. Did I take a dive? Did the mob make me lose? The truth? Liston paused. Weeks before his death. This was his last chance to tell it. I didn't take a dive. Ali hit me. It wasn't a hard punch, but it didn't matter. I was done. Mentally done. I had nothing left to give. So when Ali hit me, I went down. And I stayed down. Because staying down was easier than getting up and facing the truth. What truth? That Muhammad Ali was better than me, younger than me, faster than me, smarter than me. He was everything I wished I could be. Respected, loved, free, and I was Sonny Liston, the ex-con, the mob guy, the monster everyone feared and nobody loved. For 5 years after the Ali loss, Liston kept fighting, kept winning, kept destroying lesser opponents, but he was broken inside. Ali didn't just beat me, he ended me, showed the world Sonny Liston was a fraud, a bully who couldn't beat a real champion, and I spent 5 years trying to prove him wrong. trying to get another shot, trying to matter, and I never did. January 1971. Sonny Liston dead at 38. Mysterious circumstances. Needle in his arm. Heroin overdose. But in his final confession, the real cause of death was clear. Ali killed me, not physically, spiritually. He showed me I was nothing, and I spent 5 years trying to be something, trying to matter, and I never did, so I gave up. And when you give up, you die, one way or another. 50 wins, 39 knockouts, heavyweight champion, the most feared fighter of his generation. But before his death, Sonny Liston didn't count victories. He counted fears. Cleveland showed me I wasn't the hardest puncher. Eddie showed me I wasn't smart. Ernie showed me I wasn't big enough. Floyd showed me I wasn't a good man. And Ali showed me I was nothing, just a street thug who could punch. Nothing more. 5 boxers, 5 terrors, 5 mirrors showing Sonny Liston who he really was. People ask what made me the monster. They expect me to say prison, or poverty, or the mob. Liston shook his head. Days before his mysterious death. Fear made me the monster. Being scared of being nothing made me act like something. The death stare, the intimidation, the violence. All of it was hiding the truth, that I was just a scared kid from Arkansas who never learned to read, who went to prison at 16, who had nobody and nothing, and boxing was my only way out. And when Ali took that from me, I had nothing left. On January 5th, 1971, Sonny Liston was found dead, alone, mysterious, unsolved. But the truth was simpler than conspiracy. I was scared of 5 boxers, and one of them killed me, not with his fists, with his words, with his youth, with his proof that Sonny Liston wasn't special. And when you're not special, when you're just another fighter, when the world moves on without you, what's left? The most feared heavyweight who ever lived. Died scared, died alone, died forgotten. Muhammad Ali took everything from me, Sonny Liston said in his final confession. My title, my confidence, my future, my will to live. And the worst part? He did it while dancing, while smiling, while telling the world I was nothing. And he was right. I was nothing. I always was. I just pretended better than most. Before his death, Sonny Liston closed his eyes. The faces were still there. They always would be.